Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I just want to dive in real quick and talk a little bit about the price action within this market. So we are still sitting stable on most of these assets. We are still waiting on Bitcoin to choose whether it's going to come back down and retest 27 to 28K, or if it is going to break over the resistance. And ultimately speaking, I personally believe that we are going to see 27 to 28K. I also think that in the short term, we might see a little bit deeper of a pullback on XRP. If that is the case, I am taking some heavy positions in XRP for the long road ahead. And when I say long road, well, I don't think that we really have that long of a road ahead of us. I believe that XRP is going to break well over $1 very, very soon. So when we do have that last major dip in the market, I am going to buy up a decent amount of XRP, as well as a few other assets as well, preparing for the next major wave in the market, which should bring Bitcoin to 40K plus, and ultimately the market should follow through with it pretty closely. So with that in mind, price action has been pretty stable within the market. I do think that we could still have a little bit of volatility, but for the most part, I'm still very bullish on crypto for the rest of this year. XRP is still number one trending over on CoinMarketCap as well, which is always great to see. And of course, as we do look at XRP, well over 1 million is being traded within the past minute, meaning 1 million XRP. This has been jumping around 500,000 to 1 million here and there. But as you guys do see, the US is still buying up XRP heavily. You are starting to see a lot more accumulation happening around XRP. And it's kind of comical, right? Because this thing, like, nobody was really buying XRP all from 2022 up until, the lawsuit. It's kind of comical to me because I strongly believe that the best time to accumulate these assets is when nobody is paying attention. And guess what? Now we are starting to see the FOMO kicking in because people are realizing, like, hey, this case is over. There's nothing really holding XRP back. And what's going to happen next? Well, a lot of people are betting on a big break through the $1 range on XRP. And who knows, right? An all-time high can happen pretty quickly. We've seen the market cap of XRP hit about $18 billion plus in terms of added market cap in less than a couple hours. So again, pay attention to what is happening, especially around the retail sector, because the retail sector will FOMO in on news like what we've seen. Now, with that in mind, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about something pretty interesting that Cowboy Crypto posted. So we do see email from Bitrue regarding XRP holdings have increased from under 200 million of XRP to over $800 million of XRP in just the last 2 days. 88% of individuals are long, and look at this massive chart. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like going all the way back to even just the beginning of July. I mean, we've seen some steep buying here, but for the most part, this thing was flatlined up until we seen the major decision. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Like, to me personally, listen, as everyone that is long on this, I think that this is also a fairly bearish statistic as well, because it means that they are most likely going to get targeted. Because again, when we look at leverage trading, it's extremely risky. Which means, again, this could have a lot of those individuals that are leveraged long. They could be targeted and they could be liquidated, which could also give us a little bit of a lower price action on XRP. Remember, I said, the mid 50-cent range is what I'm really kind of targeting on XRP, and it very well could happen. But it is wild to see $800 million, over $800 million in XRP in just the last 2 days. And this is on Bitrue. And remember, on a lot of exchanges, we've seen XRP flipping Ethereum and even Bitcoin in trading volume, which was wild to see. Now, also, we do see, well, the regulators are in panic mode. Check this out. So from Bobby A over on Twitter, we do see, and while disappointed, this is a quote, by the way, and while disappointed about what they said about retail investors, disappointed how exactly, Gary Gensler, retail is thrilled with the decision. Could it be that you are disappointed because you are a crook and the furthest thing you are interested in is protecting retail? Your days as chair are numbered and your soul is hurt. I could see it in your eyes. Take the massive L, step down, move on with your life. You will be remembered as a clown. It's done. And yeah, as we really kind of look at what is happening here, like, it's kind of comical. Look at how hurt Gary Gensler is. Check this out. So Gary's comments on Ripple losses from digital asset buy. Listen closely to this.
How does the federal court ruling last week in the Ripple case impact your stance toward digital asset regulation? Does it inject urgency into the need for federal legislation to clarify regulatory oversight of this industry?
Look, our mission remains exactly what I spoke about earlier, about investor protection, promoting capital formation, and the markets in the middle. This is a recent decision, just a handful of days ago. We were pleased from that decision, recognizing the importance of protecting investors on the institutional investors in that, and that the court movement with regard to fair notice, and while disappointed on what they said about retail investors, we're still looking at it and assessing that opinion.
So yeah, I mean, this guy, you could obviously tell that he is still disappointed in this loss. He is hurt by this loss, but I'm so damn excited about this. It is finally incredible to see Gary Gensler and the SEC lose, because they needed this, especially from the crypto sector, as they have been picking winners and losers forever. This is incredible to see. Also, Anthony Welfare, CBDC advisor at Ripple, did comment on this. This was a video, actually. This wasn't the same video, but this was about a 7-minute long video. I'm not going to play it for you guys. But basically, he was a little bit of a different character talking about crypto and the Ripple decision at Yahoo Finance. And we do see from Anthony, it's scary when the only smile is when he says, over the last 6 years, we have brought 150 actions against crypto companies. Feels like Mr. Burns in real life. And yeah, I mean, it's absolutely wild. Like, as we really kind of look at what's happened around this case and even what's been happening around crypto with the SEC, they have been on a warpath. They really have been. And it's not a warpath to protect investors. No, it's to kill innovation. It's to kill those that are combating the incumbent bankers that have been controlling your everyday life forever. These are the ones that are playing, they're playing the stock market. They're manipulating the stock market. They've manipulated the world of finance forever. They have been, utilizing this monopoly system that they've been, utilizing forever. And now we're starting to see the crypto industry rising, challenging their monopoly system. And the big bankers, they don't like it. And who do they turn to? Well, they turn to the regulators. And the regulators are just in bed with the bankers as well. Just like Brad Sherman, just like Elizabeth Warren. These are all people that are bankers. And guess what? It's not just the regulators that are a little bit in panic mode. It's also the Bitcoiners. Shout out to Blockchain Backer for this. The class of 2021 to 2023 hasn't known about the XRP FUD from Bitcoiners prior to the lawsuit. This is all normal stuff. Appeal will overturn. It's a garbage coin, banker's coin. They just thought they could write XRP off and forget about it because of the SEC lawsuit. Now it's panic. And yeah, I mean, it really is panic mode. It's kind of comical, right? That we see a huge win for the industry, yet Bitcoiners are so upset by what just recently happened because they know that for 2.5 years, they didn't have to worry at all. They didn't have to worry about XRP. The reason why they are so concerned is because what happened in 2017 and 2018 when XRP hit half, 50% of Bitcoin's market cap. I strongly believe that if XRP breaks its previous all-time high, it is flipping Bitcoin. I'm telling you that right now. People don't want to believe it, and that's totally fine. That's exactly what will push XRP to that point, is people not believing it or saying that it's impossible, that XRP is never going to do that. There's people that wrote XRP off from never hitting an all-time high again. It's comical. And also, a 5-minute long video. I need to play this for you guys because this is comical. They are in utter panic mode. Shout out to Digital Asset Investor. The Bitcoin Ethereum Wall Street machine is in utter panic mode. Now, they never thought Ripple would pull it off. Tim Draper called it. Johnny Deaton won. Gary looked like a whipped puppy today. His Wall Street masters probably did give him a mental beatdown, but behind the scenes. And yeah, you know what's kind of comical about this is that Charles Gasparino, another massive clown, is in panic mode. He hates this, and it's like, what's going on here? Like, did these people have shorts set up on XRP or something? Like, what's going on here? Watch closely.
Suit against crypto company Ripple.
How does the federal court ruling last week in the Ripple case impact your stance toward digital asset regulation?
We are pleased from that decision, recognizing the importance of protecting investors on the institutional investors. And while disappointed on what they said about retail investors, we're still looking at it and assessing that opinion.
Regardless, the crypto world at large celebrating the judge's ruling that secondary market sales of the token XRP, which is now at 73 cents, are not securities. But the problem may not be over for Ripple. Charlie Gasparino's here.
Charlie, back up a minute. That's off its highs. I mean, it shot up dramatically. But it
was 30 cents a while ago.
It was 30. I think it was up. It's up 73% now, but it was up like 90%. I mean, look, there's the pop right there. See, so now it's kind of settled back down. Listen, it's obviously a positive ruling if you hold the XRP as a retail investor. Where this gets really muddied and bizarre, and this is Judge Torres's reasoning, which most people think is insane, is that somehow she delineates between a sale of a security to an institutional holder and a sale of security and someone who buys it blindly through an exchange. So all Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO, probably had to do was just, when he wanted to unload and make gazillions, all these guys became near billionaires on the sale of their native coin XRP, is just sell it to an exchange or sell it to retail on the exchange or to institutions on the exchange. It was a very strange ruling, and if you sort of extrapolated out, it's like saying that Apple, if I go to Apple and I buy it at the IPO, that's a security. But somehow if I buy it on my Robinhood app, remember, it doesn't come from the company itself at that point. Well, that's not a security because, I'm a retail investor, and then they don't have to disclose anything to me. Think about this. Judge Torres is also saying you need to disclose to the smartest investors a lot of information.
But not the retail.
I mean, it's just mind-boggling. So, in any event, what's going to happen here? I mean, I think it's a horrible ruling, particularly for crypto, because I'll tell you why. Again, this is a business that needs clarity, regulatory clarity, and we got these mixed rulings, and it could be appealed, and that's what I think is going to happen. I mean, we're talking to people, we're very close ties to the SEC, and Gary Gensler almost said it himself. We were assessing the situation. They're most likely going to appeal it. They're going to try to appeal it to the Second Circuit, it's federal court. They're trying to get what's known as it's an expedited appeal. You have to ask Judge Torres to put an expedited appeal. It's known as something called an I can't say the word, interlocutory. That's it. You got it. It was close. Say it again.
No.
You don't want to say interlocutory. Maybe this might be my very able producer spelling it out to me, Ellie Terrett. What is it, Ellie? No, it's not her. Anyway, it's kind of like that, interlocutory. And if Judge Torres grants it, now she's got to grant it, right? Then it goes right to the Second Circuit for appeal. If she doesn't grant it, they'll appeal. This thing's going to take a couple of years. It could take a couple of years because there's another trial. Remember, they've sent it to the courts. Part of this case, if you read it, and I read it twice, it's involving Garlinghouse and a guy named Larson who's helped create Ripple. There's some negligence factor that they're going to try in court. Okay, so right now what we have is a very muddled ruling, a ruling that nobody seems to think is good, except for some XRP holders. They saw their price double, at least, right? Goes from 30 to 70. Although again, it's off its highs, and there's people are starting to parse through this, saying, well, is it really the far-reaching thing, or is there something more?
Dumb question. Can the SEC appeal?
They are going to appeal. That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, they're going to appeal to the second. The question is, do they appeal and ask for one of these expedited appeals, where so this thing doesn't sit around for 2 years and become the law of the land in some weird way? Remember, they could theoretically, the SEC, sue in another federal court. So if they sue, I don't know, another crypto firm, sue in the Southern District, sue in the Eastern District. I don't know. I mean, you can sue elsewhere. Maybe that judge has a different opinion, and that's why they need a Court of Appeals verdict. And who knows? Maybe this goes to the Supreme Court. We'll be talking about Ripple for the rest of our lives.
Thank you for interlocuting all of that.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you, Charlie.
And of course, these are all people that are anti-Ripple, anti-XRP. Like, Charles Gasparino at one point in time was supporting Ripple. And now all of a sudden he's supporting the SEC and saying that this is terrible for these people. I don't know what's going on, but it seems as though they are all in panic mode. Maybe he's a Bitcoiner, who knows? And then last but not least, I just want to play a last video going all the way back to 2021, because this video is extremely important today more than ever before, because this is Tim Draper alongside Gary Gensler at a fireside chat. Crypto Bullet post this, and just listen closely, because you know what? It's on par with everything that has just recently happened.
Jamie Dimon, so let's bring it back to Jamie and JP Morgan. What do you think is going to be the thing that they will have to change the most or lose market share, and somebody else is going to do better, faster, serve their clients better than JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs?
You can just hear the bankers panicking right now.
But what
just
what
feel
line,
the panic in their voices.
What's the line
but here's
of business that is most
well. Here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing, and they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along, the powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say, it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. You know, they're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's like
it's after. It's after. Right. It's after the press planting. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh, God, this thing's happening.
And that's exactly what happened. They went after it. They tried to stop it. They tried to sue it. They brought the regulators on. And guess what? Now it's unleashed. It's free. What are they going to do? There's only one thing that they can do. Oh, this thing's happening. We need to utilize it. We need to adopt it. Why do you think regulations are being streamlined right now? I'm going to be making a video on that, actually. There is so much happening right now around regulations. Guys, panic mode is in. Panic mode is happening. Everyone is panicking. The Bitcoiners, the Ethereum maxis, Wall Street, the regulators, I mean, the bankers, they are all panicking right now. They hate this. They hate it. They thought that this was going to be an easy win. And you know what? If they're in panic mode now, just wait, because something much bigger than this is on its way. I've talked about this many times. I've talked about it many, many times. When we look at XRP today, and when we look at XRP in a couple years from now, this is going to be a historical time in the market. Everyone is talking about XRP price. Why isn't it over $1 right now? Why isn't it skyrocketing to $10? Why isn't it going here? Why isn't it going there? This is just the beginning. When we look at this chart, better yet, let's go all the way back to 2017, 2018. So I strongly believe that we are here right now. Probably going to come back down. Who knows where we come back down to? A lot of people have, said 50, 55 cents, 56 cents. Anywhere between here is totally fine. But the next big move is going to overshadow the all-time high. I mean, this thing could very well go to $5 to $10 initially, pull back. We might even go into a little bit of a bear market. Who knows? But I strongly believe that this thing could go much higher. I mean, listen, even in a bull run, this thing could go to $20 to $30. A lot of people have talked about $20 to $30, and I've talked about it in the past as well. During all of 2020 and 2021, people were talking about $20 to $30. I shouldn't even say 2021. It was before 2021. It was before the lawsuit. During 2019 into 2020, we were talking about, $10, $20, $30. Anywhere between that range. Listen, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm really kind of looking at $5 to $10 initially, but much longer. Like, we're talking about short-term price predictions. We're talking about short-term. Long-term, I strongly believe that XRP is destined for triple digits, and I've talked about it. Yes, first we need to hit double digits. Yes, first we need to break a new all-time high. But when institutions come into the space, and we could still be 2 years away, 3 years away, maybe even 4 years away from major institutional adoption, I believe once we start to see banks going live with XRP, that's when we will start to see much higher prices. That's why I always say, listen, you could take profits all day long. I have a bag of XRP that I just simply won't touch at all because I strongly believe in the triple digit XRP. I believe that will happen. XRP is my pretty much retirement bag at this point. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this. Before this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.